What's going on, YouTube world? It's your boy Cruise Nation 3 coming at you again with another live stream video. Where my dogs at? We're in the building right now. The NBA playoff is on the road. We just finished up one of the last games. The Boston Celtics are playing the Atlanta Hawks as we speak right now. I think they got a 10-point lead. The Golden State Warriors did survive a 1-point lead, 3-ball missed by Harrison Barnes right there. And the New York Knicks just now took a 3-1 lead series over the Cleveland Cavaliers right there, man. So topic of the day, man. What you guys think of how the playoffs going so far with the injuries and stuff like that? I know Kawhi Leonard and Paul George injuries. What you think of Kawhi? We're gonna start with what you think of the situation going on with Kawhi for one.
I mean, I said this since the beginning of the season. A lot of people didn't agree, but I just felt like as a superstar, Kawhi is watched as a superstar. I think when you talk about somebody, I think he signed with a 4-year, $176 million contract. You can make a great argument that Kawhi is probably the worst superstar signing in NBA history. $42 million. He blew the 3-1 lead in the bubble to, was it the Nuggets?
Yes, sir.
He ain't been healthy because the best thing you can be in the NBA is available. He's never available, and this year in particular, like a lot of people well, he averaged 24 a game, 23 a game. He's only played in 52 games though. So when he's forced to play in multiple games, you'll see a stretch where he'll average about 24 a game. Then he'll have another stretch where he'll average about 12 to 15. Then he'll miss a couple games. I don't give a shit what happens if Paul George is out and it's you 1-1 with the Suns, who are arguably the favorite in the West. It's no way you miss these next 2 games without at least trying to get on the floor and help your teammates. Because if I'm on that Clippers team, I can't look at dog in his face and know we out here fighting, going to war, and you not playing for a undisclosed knee injury when you look just fine after game 2.
They said he hurt it in game 1 or something, but he played game 2. So I don't get what's going on, what changed in that time frame. What's your thoughts on the Meek, babe?
I don't know. I've been told you. I've been told you he's stealing. He's stealing from the league. It's time. It's over with. It's over.
So y'all think he should probably just retire if he hurt that bad?
Not even retire, but $42 million is what he make a year.
Yeah.
$42 million to not be available. You got to think. Look at all the promo they put behind him when he came to the Clippers. Remember, he had the New Balance commercial. It's a new king in town. They really sold it. Because coming out of that Toronto championship, and you got to give them credit for it. But let's be honest, it was a hella lucky run. Like a lot of people got injured for him to get that ship. But coming out that Toronto championship, they was talking, top 2 player in the league, new king of LA. He taking over Bron's spot. So for him not to deliver on not even a finals appearance, a couple Western Conference finals, nothing. That's wild. Like my dog said, he stole $176 million.
So hey, Form. Big question right now, man. At the first couple, we're gonna stay on the Phoenix Suns series right now. So the Phoenix Suns series started off, I think, game 1, Russell Westbrook. Kawhi scored 38 points, and he carried him on the offensive end. Russell Westbrook didn't shoot the ball well. He attacked the rim well, but he missed some bunnies and stuff like that. He didn't shoot the ball well, but his defensive prowess in that game 1 helped them win that game down the stretch. And then I think game 2, I forgot what happened game 2. I think it was the Phoenix Suns ended up pulling it out in the end. But what you think? What's your take on if Kawhi Leonard was healthy on that series?
I mean, I still think they lose to the Suns if Kawhi's there. Completely different series if PG is there though.
Okay.
This is a 7-game series if PG is there. Because he brings a different dynamic to that team.
Okay.
Now with them, all 3 of them on the court, we probably see Russ struggle a bit more. Because he struggles with ball dominant guards, and PG is more of a ball dominant guard, but he can also spot up. So I feel like even with Kawhi there, because if you notice in that game, Kawhi played a lot of weak side defense on Craig. Like he wasn't until I think it was like fourth quarter, they put him on KD in game 2. But for the most part, he played a lot of weak side help defense against Craig. So even as like a defensive player, he wasn't a huge factor in the game. If you notice, they put Westbrook on CP3, then they would throw him on KD. He played a little bit on Booker. Like that's been a defensive centerpiece has been Westbrook, which kind of shows you like in the NBA, it's all about opportunity and chemistry. Like they didn't really have that in LA with him because when you got somebody like Brian, a person like Westbrook don't fit that at all. So when you move him over to somewhere like the Clippers where he can be a bit more free, he's going to actually play the point guard position and they're going to open up the floor for him to attack. You know what I'm saying? You get a different player. But I still think they lose that series. But with Kawhi, maybe they make it 6 games.
Hey, Form, I had another thing, man. What I'm seeing, I'm gonna tell you what I'm seeing. And tell me what you think, Form and Mick Bay. I think I told Mick Bay this earlier. I'm gonna go to the Sun side, Kevin Durant, and I've been watching KD since 2000. What was it? 7? He came out of Texas 07, right? 8.
I want to say it was like 06, 07. It was the last year they was in Seattle.
Yeah, so I've been watching him since then. So I've been a big KD fan, watching him come up and stuff like that. And last year when he was on Brooklyn, right? He got hurt, and then he came back. What the last 3 games? They lost 12 straight games. He came back the last 3 games. They won that one playoff game, and then went play-in game. They went to game seed 7, right? If I'm not mistaken. Okay, and then I'm looking at him now. I think he missed a lot of time last year going into the playoffs, and I think now once he got back healthy off his knee, then he hurt his ankle, and then came back for like 6 games, and then they sat out the last 2. I'm watching KD. I see him resting a lot. I don't think KD right now is in physical shape to deal with physicality right now like he was. I'm just saying early in this series. I'm saying as the series go on, if he can stay in longer, I think his energy and his willingness to fight for the ball a little bit more or pick up. For me thinking that, what's your thought on that, for him?
Mick, you want to go first, man?
You can go ahead.
All right. So with the whole KD thing, man, I think when you got somebody like KD, it's just about getting a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? Like he only been with Phoenix maybe a month or 2. So, and even in that month or 2, they haven't played a lot together. So I think it's just about him catching a rhythm, getting to understand how he's gonna play off Book. And then let me see, I'm trying to think. This is low-key the first time in KD's career he's had a pure point guard. So he don't have to do nothing as far as get his team in the offense. CP3 gonna get them in all they sets. He gonna make sure Book get his shots. He gonna make sure KD get his shots. He's gonna get 8 shots. So this is the first time in KD's career. All he got to do is what he always say he want to do. He just got to hoop. Mm-hmm. And when they say, KD, we need a bucket, he just need to go get him one. And that's what he does best. So you in a situation, you can't double KD because you got CP3, you got Book, and then they still have some shooters. Craig is a good spot up shooter from the corner. I can't remember the guard's name. I want to say he played at Purdue. I can't remember his name. Like Shamit or something like that. They got shooters.
Yeah.
Spread the floor, and then you can't really double. You can help, but you got to recover really quickly. So I think for KD, it's more about just catching the rhythm and getting more games in so he can get his win going.
How do you think, Form? Mick, you going, Mick? What you think, Mick?
I'm saying I think KD will be ready probably like next series, probably like game 2. He'll have his win, and you'll see the real brand of KD bringing his real game out.
Well, I think KD, yeah, and I think Monty Williams said something about he wanted KD to. They were trying to run like they wanted KD to kind of fit into what they want to do. And I noticed, Form, and y'all tell me if what y'all seeing. Do it feel like they're using KD more, like not all the time, but more out on the wing? The average, 3-point line, the average a little bit of better floor spacing for him since they missing Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson. It looked like that's what they're using him. A lot of time he just stand in the corner to create some spacing or whatever? What you think of that?
I don't like KD like that. I always told he too far out. I think he need to be on the bow, catching the ball a little bit on the block, and letting it go to work. I don't like him too far out like that. I never did.
Yeah, I think with KD he's different because legit with KD, you can put KD in any system. Don't matter where. He can go to any team. You can plug him in there and he KD because he can do everything. So I think in this series, I would like to see him more catching the ball, like working more out of the block, more at the free throw line extended, like those type of places where all he got to do really is just turn and shoot, especially if he don't feel like he got his win yet. But I think more so with Phoenix, they just trying to put him in places where he's still a threat, but the defense can't really clue in on him. If you got him weak side and they running a pin down or any set for Booker, or they got CP in that high pick and roll with him and Ayton, and you put KD on that weak side of the floor, he's gonna get shots. But the defense can't focus on him either. So it's a good way for him to catch his rhythm, get going early. So down the stretch, when they do give him the ball and it's time for him to work, you know what I'm saying, he won't be gassed or anything like that. So like I said, it's just repetitions. I feel like Max, by round 2, you'll start seeing KD really get into his bag.
One more thing on the Suns. What I'm liking from the Suns, and I said this when they first got KD early. After the first 2 games, him and your boy played together, Devin Booker. I seen something in Devin Booker where his ass now. The Phoenix Suns got there 2 years ago, but I think Devin Booker, even last year, when you load up on him and he's the number 1 guy, I think he fits better in this number 2 role when KD energy is drawing so much attention and you can't focus on him and you got KD still on the floor with him. I think Devin Booker is thriving in this situation right here.
I don't even think D Book is the number 2 option right now. I feel like right now he's day 1.
Yeah.
Okay. If you look at how they playing right now, I think their biggest issue was with CP3 getting older and then missing more games. They was able to key in more on him. Like the Mikal Bridges we getting in Brooklyn, this wasn't a Mikal in Phoenix because he wasn't getting those opportunities and those shots.
Right.
Yeah. So I think D Book more than anybody knows. Like I got Kevin Durant. Y'all really can't guard me right now. You can't put one guy on me and think you're gonna stop me. So I think he's finally starting to realize, y'all could just let me go. I can score against anybody in the league. You can't run off double teams. You can't run me off the 3-point line. You got to play me straight up and hope I have an off night.
Right. Yeah, man. I like how Monty letting CP3 rest too, man. He letting Devin Booker control offense a lot of times and stuff right now too, man. So, hey, we finished with the Suns. We're gonna move on back to the what you think of Russell Westbrook's career. I mean, what do you think he's doing this playoff? Is he showing the world that it wasn't all just his fault at LA, like he was getting the whole meal, and that he still got some of the tank? What you think of what's going on with Russell Westbrook right now?
You want to go first?
He just come play with LeBron. Certain players can't. He didn't fit in with LeBron, so he fit in with with them Clippers. He fit in pretty good because he spaced the floor and he getting downhill. It just didn't fit in LA, man. It just didn't feel it. I feel like he's still a good player, but him playing with LeBron, it just didn't fit.
Yeah, like that and a lot of people, they hate LeBron, so they're not going to admit it, but that LeBron spotlight different.
Yeah,
like that's different. Like when you play with LeBron, it is like all eyes on you. Every time you mess up, it's in the news. Every time y'all lose a game, if you don't go to the finals, that spotlight different. And if you notice, the people who are LeBron are the most successful with are people who can shoot the 3 ball and they can create. And Russ's issue was first the Lakers didn't have enough shooters.
Right.
And then when he did get the ball, it was with a live dribble. And when you watch Russ, like even out of the face-up triple threat position, that's not where he's his most dangerous because the defense can key in on him in those different spots on the floor. So what makes Russ the best is when he got that ball flying downhill, attacking the basket, finding shooters, but that just wasn't his role because, I mean, realistically in LA, he was the third, fourth option.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So, like, it just didn't fit. Like, and people are so quick to put that disrespect on his name. You talking about a first ballot Hall of Famer, top 10 point guard ever.
Yeah, easy.
If he wins a ring before CP, you can argue that top 5 for him if he win a ring.
Right. That's just like some people couldn't play with Michael Jordan. You know, you just can't play. He just couldn't play with LeBron, man.
Yeah, Westbrook is he's Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
To sum it up, it's tough to play with him. Now he's played with more superstars and had more success with superstars than AI, but he's a Iverson-esque type player where he's better off just putting shooters around him and letting him work. That's how he had some of his best years in OKC after KD left, taking them to the playoffs with like minimum ball handlers, but a bunch of shooters and defenders.
Yeah.
Man, so all right, we're gonna move on to the next topic, man. It just got shooken up, man. The Golden State Warriors, who was 11-30 on the road this year, lost their first 2 games on the road. We thought Sacramento was gonna pull this one out. They did not at the end. What y'all take on this series? Where you think it's gonna go? You think it's gonna go 7, or you think the young guys gonna pull it off? Because down the stretch today, I've seen a lot of young mistakes, man, down the stretch. I think on one of them plays, Steph Curry gave the ball up, and then De'Aaron Fox went over the screen and left Steph Curry wide open. Then stayed glued to him, and Steph Curry hit a big 3, and that made it 126. And then he came down and had a turnover at the end. So those 2 plays, man, was tough. And then Malik Monk gambled on Klay Thompson 3 ball. So what you think? What you think of these guys? You think the old guys gonna pull it out, or you think the young guys? What you think they gonna do, Mick Bay?
Man, I'm just glad that, first of all, I'm glad that Curry had Draymond coming off the bench. I'm just so happy he did that this game, because last game I like what I told you. I like Poole in our starting rotation. You know, we got more shooters on the floor, spacing the floor. But I feel like Dre came off the bench and had a great game, man. Dre had a great defensive game. And I feel like it's gonna go back to back. They might go game 7.
I see the series going 7. Either way, because I said this when the series first started. I said the Kings gonna win the first 2 because Golden State, for whatever reason, I've never seen a veteran team struggle like this on the road, like for a whole season. So that I knew they would drop the first 2, and I think this is the Kings' first playoff series in like 16 years. So I knew they was gonna be rocking, and I said Golden State would take the next 2. I got the Kings winning game 5. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a blowout. And then I got it going back to Golden State. I got Golden State winning, and then, you know what I'm saying, game 7 with a veteran team like Golden State, anything can happen. I picked the Kings in 7 because I just don't think the Golden State can win on the road. But even what makes me nervous for Golden State, as well as they played, the Kings still had a shot to win it.
Yeah.
Like all the mistakes they made, the Kings made. It was a couple times they went under screens for Klay Thompson. The bigs didn't hedge out far enough and things like that. You got a wide open 3 to win the game from Harrison Barnes. What I would have liked to seen on that last possession though from the Kings, I would have liked to seen Harrison Barnes flare out a little bit more and give De'Aaron Fox a little bit space to work. And because it looked like it was so condensed because Harrison Barnes was at that elbow, the help defense was able to come, double team, get the ball out of Fox's hand. But if Harrison Barnes flares down a little bit more, De'Aaron has a little bit more space to work. I did like Draymond coming off the bench though, because Kevon Looney gives you a bit more size, toughness, rebounding, and then with Jordan Poole with his shooting and playmaking ability, kind of puts them in a tough bind because you want De'Aaron Fox to start on Clay, but start on Steph. But when you got that Steph, Clay, Poole, and and then Wiggins' versatility, that's a deadly lineup for the Kings. So the Kings kind of got to make an adjustment going forward on how they're going to defend that.
You know who I'm disappointed in, man? I'm gonna be honest, man. This Joker Sabonis, what is he doing? This man can shoot the mid-range shot all game. He got it in his bag. I don't know what the happened to this dude. This man standing at the top of the key. They playing off of underneath the rim, and he will not shoot. He looking around to pass the ball. I think Sabonis need to get a little bit more aggressive and attack that basket or pull up right there that midi right there.
Playoff atmosphere, man. That's that playoff atmosphere.
Each possession count, and then it's like he probably would be a lot more aggressive with Draymond there because he can feel like he can play a bit more bully ball.
Yeah,
but with them sinking in, I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's intimidating to an offensive player when the team says, "Shit, shoot that."
Yeah.
It's different when somebody's guarding you and you pull up. It's a different ball game when same thing with Russ. When the team gives you about 6 feet of space and says, we'll lose if you can hit that shot. Even the ones Sabonis did hit, they were like warm-up shots. He didn't have confidence in it. Like he was nervous when he let it fly.
It make you not want to shoot it. It make you not want to shoot it.
The thing about it is too, man, it's like Sabonis can hit the three.
Yeah.
But he can hit the corner three.
Yeah.
That's the easiest three to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Where they giving him space at top of the key, etc. What I would like to see from Sabonis is get the runners going then. Take a dribble or two and get your runners going if you don't have, but you got to do something with the ball. A dribble handoff ain't going to get no type of offensive action going for you if they giving you that much space. So they need to figure out a way to build him a little bit more confidence. You'll see a better game from him when they get back home because he can feed off that energy from the crowd. But they got to figure out how to get him going on the road because quiet as kept, the Kings aren't shooting the ball particularly well, and it's still 2-2. So they got a vast room for improvement.
You know who's struggling right now for him? Kevin Huerter, man. He can't find it. I keep thinking like he do because he ain't shot 3-ball good all year, man. But man, he can't find the rim right now, and that's their best 3-ball shooter.
That playoff ball, like they rookie just had. This was his
Keegan Murray.
Game.
Keegan Murray. I told you about Keegan, man. If he came out today,
that playoff
ball. He nice.
That playoff ball different though, man. Like it ain't no. All right, if I don't hit tonight, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna get back in the gym and make. If you don't hit tonight, it could be this. It could be y'all going to the crib.
Yeah.
Ain't no games next month. So that playoff intensity is different. And then in playoff ball, like it's not like regular season where you only got one night to do your research on the team.
Right.
We locked in for the next week or so. So each team, they know your biggest weakness. They know your second biggest weakness. They know if you don't like to shoot over the right shoulder, the left shoulder. They know, hey, coming off pin downs on that left side, he shoot 46%. But if you take him on that right side, he only shoot 23. Like they know every detail about how you play. Right. So when they can key in on that, especially if you are a younger player like Keegan Murray and Huerter and guys like that, it takes you a minute to get going. So that's going to be more so on guys like De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, who do a lot of the ball handling to try to get them going early so he can have them late.
Man. So, all right, man. So I want to move a little bit to the East Coast right now, man. We're going to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat just got news. I mean, they not just got news, but your boy Victor Oladipo with another injury once again. They already missing Tyler Hero. I think Jimmy Butler got hurt during that game too as well. They did take a 2-1 lead on this series. What you think of this series for them if say Jimmy Butler come back and they can't? I see they implemented Duncan Robinson into the lineup. He gave that 3-point sniper spacing, but I don't know how he is on defense. It might be a liability, but what you think of this series? I still think the Bucks will beat them. If Bucks keep playing, it's gonna go 7. But I still think the Bucks can put it
I mean, as long as Giannis come back, this series is already over, to be honest with you. The Heat's biggest problem is we know who Jimmy Butler is their closer,
Yeah.
but we don't know who they number one option is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like in order for Miami to take that next step, they need to feature Bam more in their offense.
Yeah.
And run more sets through Bam so we can really see what he can do. Because honestly, Bam is their third option behind Jimmy and Hero.
Yeah.
But he's probably their most talented player. Like, if you watch him train and work out in the offseason, he can shoot, dribble, he hella athletic. So feature that more and see what you can get out of that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, they need to get rid of Lowry in that contract.
Yeah.
Because that's dead weight for them. You know what I'm saying? To the point you got 30 million coming off the bench.
Okay.
So until they can kind of rearrange that roster and then hopefully get Bam more touches and more isolation situations, because there was a lot of times he had the ISO on the weak side of the defense and the ball never even went there. They would put him in pick and roll action with Kyle Lowry when you need to be dumping that ball down to him and letting him work more, especially with no Giannis.
Yeah.
So I feel like the Heat are cooked. You know what I'm saying? They just, because I just don't see them have, even if Giannis missed this entire series and they got past the Bucks, they don't go any further than that, because I just don't see them having enough firepower and consistency from their guys to really make that run like they need to.
Okay, man, babe, what's up? Who and what you think of the Bucks? What you think of the Bucks right now? Are you liking what you're seeing from their role guys?
Not really, cause Miami up. Greek need to come on back so this series can be over, man. It's an up and down, crazy series. A real crazy series. I think once the Greek get back, they'll go ahead and take it on in.
Okay, man. So we all agree that the Milwaukee Bucks. This right here, this series here, I picked Philadelphia. For some reason for them, I picked Philadelphia this year to come out of the East. I was believing in them. But, man, I'm just saying, going off of what I've seen them versus Brooklyn, I got concerns now if they're going to play Boston. From what I've seen from Brooklyn, man, if Brooklyn didn't double team him every single play, you know what I'm saying? Because Brooklyn match up with them on the wings. What was giving them problem is Brooklyn actually played good defense. Brooklyn offense is what hurt them. I see it was a couple games. Brooklyn could have won 2 games that I seen, including that one before the one that got hurt. I think they might struggle. Joel Embiid got a week to get that knee right. I seen him bump his knee the last game. So, man, what you think of that series versus Boston and Philly when it gets to that? Because we all can agree that Boston's going to take care of the Hawks.
I think the Sixers' biggest issue is, I don't even think it's going to, well, first it's going to be Embiid's health. But I picked the Sixers to come out the East too. Narrowly over Boston, though.
Yeah.
Narrowly over Boston. I think their biggest issue is it ain't gonna be really Embiid, because there's nobody in the East who could guard Embiid.
Yeah.
Their biggest issues is gonna be how consistent can Harden and Maxey be. If they can, if Harden can give you what he gave you during the regular season, which is what 22 and 11 or something like that, you're gonna be fine, because Embiid got that dog in him. He giving you your 30 and 13. The guys like Maxey and Tobias Harris and those guys, they got to be able to step up. I like seeing them get that series over quickly, because they played with a bit more sense of urgency with no Embiid.
Yeah.
So a lot of teams would have dropped that and extended that series, and then now it's kind of a rush for Embiid to come back. But now they can just sit back, let Embiid get healthy, come into that series with Boston as close to 100% as you can be, and then from there, toss up.
Who winning right now, KC? Yeah, man. So the X factor to me, well, he always played good to me, is Tobias Harris too as well. I like him at that. He's basically the 4th guy right now, and he's still giving you 17, 18 off the bench. I mean 17, 18 off as a 4th guy. So you're going to get consistent play from Tobias. I think this is the most consistent I've seen Tobias Harrison since he was at the LA Clippers before he got traded. Because remember when he was at the Clippers before they traded him, Tobias Harris was giving you 25 a night.
Yeah.
He was giving you buckets. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think Tobias Harris gonna be good. Maybe, and then I didn't want to jump too far ahead, but maybe certain series different, or maybe the way they was guarding Embiid. Maybe Boston might feel like we don't have to double Embiid, so Embiid impact can be more felt on this next series versus Boston because they might play him a little bit more one-on-one.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mick.
Yeah, I think so. I think I don't have Embiid. I'm coming out the East. I have Milwaukee coming out the East. Only if Greek come back. But Boston and Philly, I feel that they don't have anybody to guard Embiid. I think Philly will take that. Barely though.
I think it's going to a lot of people don't talk about it, but how far Philly goes, a lot of it is going to be on PJ Tucker too. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like,
oh dang, yeah.
PJ is that glue guy that every championship team needs. He an undersized 4 that can guard the 4 position, and what he brings to each team is PJ gonna sit in that corner, and whoever your 4 is, he got to sit in that corner with him. Because as long as PJ is hitting them threes, he's going to keep the defense honest, and that's going to keep teams from being able to double team Embiid and run Harden off and get the ball out his hand. So a big part of how Philly goes on PJ Tucker too, as well with a guy like Tobias. So them two dudes being able to hit those open shots and play defense, because this series is going to be tough for the Sixers.
Yeah,
they got that Boston got that 2-headed monster with Jalen and Tatum, and they can give you 40 any night. And they spread the floor so well with Horford and Marcus Smart and all those guys. So as long as Philly can be the defensive force that they've been all year, I think that's what makes Embiid the MVP, is what he brings on the floor defensively. I think the Sixers get this series, but they bench guys, and those guys gonna have to step up crazy.
Yeah. Because as of right now, man, what's the name can't hit the corner 3 now. PJ Tucker, he's been struggling for that thing all year.
Yeah,
that Joker been playing good defense, giving you rebounds, but that Joker, I seen he go over about 10 times this year, man.
They gonna need that in order for them.
They gonna need it. They don't even need much. You can give them 6 points. You know what I'm saying? 6 points, about 5-6 rebounds, and just play tough defense, man. So, man, we're gonna go to back to the West Coast, man. And right now, we got to deal with these crazy boys over there at Memphis, Dillon Brooks and his trash talking behind, man. Where do you think this series going? Do you think Memphis can get another game, or is it just completely over?
I got the Lakers winning this next game, going up 3-1. Because in all honesty, had it not been for AD dropping the ball, they would be up 3-0 in this series. AD came out flat game 2. He didn't have no type of intensity. He wasn't aggressive. There's no reason you lose to Memphis with no Ja.
Yeah.
And you got dudes like Rui and Austin Reed. Rui playing his ass off. He knocking the 3-ball down. You getting everything you need from your bench guys. You got Austin Reeves playing hella ball right now.
Yes, sir.
And LeBron is gonna be LeBron. You got Dennis Schroeder. You know, everybody's doing their job. So if I'm the Lakers, I'm really in AD ear, because they don't win the championship if AD don't. If he not 30-12, they don't go far. You can't ask LeBron to carry a whole team at 38 no more. The numbers LeBron gives you now is what you need. 25, 9, and 6. If he can do that,
Big Bait said it today,
then you good money. But if AD can't give you that 30-12, y'all cooked.
I said that today, man. If AD give you 30 and LeBron give you 25, bro, it's scary, dog. It's scary.
Because that side over there, man, I can't see nobody beating him on that side.
And I told you, if it's 25 and 30, that goes back to Kobe and Shaq days, bro. I'm telling you. And go back to Kobe and Shaq days. That's scary, man. That's real scary.
So if the Lakers come out of the next round, do you think anybody out of Sacramento or nobody can handle them?
No.
Nah. If AD on his game, I don't think it's a team in the West that can handle the Lakers. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's AD.
Yeah.
AD, bro. Yeah. AD, I'm telling you.
AD is the key to whether they make that run, because I'm just being real. Austin Reeves a dog.
Yeah.
He a dog. And when you look at how this Lakers team is constructed, people ain't realized they got D'Angelo Russell. He can give you 30 any night.
Yeah.
So when you got guys like Brian, AD, and Russell, we know what Brian gonna give you. Russell's doing a really good job of facilitating, knocking down the open three, penetrating. But then you got a guy like Austin Reeves. You can't put your best defender on Austin Reeves. Your best defender got to go towards D'Lo, LeBron, and then you got to control AD. So Austin Reeves is just out here hooping freely with defenders who can't really defend him.
Yeah.
And the best thing they do, Darvin Ham does with Austin Reeves, he allows Austin Reeves to handle that ball. You know what I'm saying? Play in the pick and roll. Like he let the chains go hoop, man. So when you got a guy like that, and the coaching staff got so much confidence in Dog, and they just let him freely play, that ever since they let him off the leash, they've been a different squad.
So I think Rui, this playoffs, man, right now starting off, man, Rui, man, has really been impressing me. Man, he averaged 24 points a game right now, man, and that boy been on fire. I think going back to that last year with Russ, I think he averaged 20-some points in the playoffs that year with Russ, man. So Rui done showed that the lights ain't too big for him, man, and that he can come to play. So, man, them Lakers, man, we talked about it. That ain't no average 7 seed. The way they're constructed right now.
That's a scary ass 7 seed.
That's a scary 7 seed. You ain't lying, man.
They win. If they beat Memphis, they go into the Western Conference.
Yeah,
they
going to the nobody on. They ain't Golden State or Sac. They ain't got nobody. They can't mess with Lakers.
Especially a team like Golden State, they got nothing for AD.
Nothing. Yeah. What I said earlier.
He gonna pull Looney ass out on the perimeter. You go ahead and throw Draymond on him. Draymond going on a block. Wiggins gonna have his hand full because Wiggins got to guard LeBron.
Yeah.
I said all of that this morning.
That's like that. This 7 seed kind of reminds me of that Houston Rockets run they made as a
6 seed,
7 seed.
When they were 6 seed.
It's a team they get healthy late, and then every other team is looking like, damn, I don't know if I really want to see this team. Memphis so young and ignorant that they want all the smoke.
Yeah.
So now they got their hands full.
Right. Yeah. They talk about they want. Yeah, man. Them dudes, they're crazy, man. Do you think the injury to Brandon Clark, and what's your boy? Dang, I can't think his name right now. Big dude, man. What's his name for him?
For Memphis?
Yeah, Brandon Clark and the other dude. Dang,
Adam.
Steven Adams. Yeah. You think they would have helped this series?
Yeah.
Steven Adams definitely would have helped.
Where at though? You think he can't guard AD though? Huh?
I said Brandon Clark too because he's hella athletic. But Adams for sure because he sets the tempo for them defensively.
I see what you're saying.
So he definitely would have helped them, especially on the glass.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you notice in this series a lot, the Lakers is getting damn near all the 50-50 balls.
Yeah.
AD is doing a really good job, even if he can't get to the rebound, tipping it out.
Mm-hmm.
So even with a guy like Jaren Jackson, defensive player of the year, but just him alone, he can't. Shit, he ain't number 2 inches taller than LeBron.
Yeah.
So when you got that dude coming downhill and he sees everything, it makes it hard because it's not a defense in the league that LeBron ain't seen.
Yeah.
So when you got somebody with that type of knowledge, and then you really don't even have to run sets when he's on the floor. You know what I'm saying? He know what the other team in. He knows what to put on the floor. He knows where to put everybody spacing wise. And then when you take him out the game, as long as AD is in the right mindset, it's not really much too many people can do with them.
All right.
I want mine seeing KD and LeBron in the Western Conference. That's good for TV, man. That'll be good for TV.
They ain't played in what? How many games? Almost 3 years, 6 years.
Yeah,
years.
I want mine seeing that'll be one for the ages.
Yeah, man. What you think of these Denver Nuggets, man? What you think of Big Yoke? You don't like them for they fools going for him?
I don't believe in Denver at all, man. Just because like Murray I give him all the credit, but Murray ain't been Murray since the bubble.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped 40 the other night for him.
Yeah, but it's not a consistent 40. He can give you 40 tonight, give you 12 the next night.
Yep.
Yeah. And Jokic, for as good as he is offensively, he's just as bad in a liability on the defensive end.
Oh my God, the pick and roll, man. He can't.
Yeah, he's so slow.
Right.
The pick and roll. They can be really inconsistent shooters. I feel like they only go as far as Gordon can go. Because Aaron Gordon, that's the one guy on their team. He can defend, you know what I'm saying? He can finish. If his jump shot going, he a problem. But outside of that, I really don't believe too much in Denver.
Oh man. Denver, man, what you think of their defense though? They got some wings, man. They can play a little bit of defense. Bruce Brown.
Yeah, they got good wings, but having good wings only get you so far when nobody can protect the basket.
So why you think why you don't think Minnesota just putting them in the pick and roll and attacking Jokic in?
Because he got to guard Gobert, and Gobert don't got a post move to his name.
I see what you're saying.
If you watch Rudy Gobert play, it's tough. Like we like he can get switched and he can get switches and a guard be on him. Yeah. And they won't dump that ball down to him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Minnesota would have been better off putting Rudy on the bench, having him come off the bench, playing Cat at the 5, and then going small ball. Because then Jokic wouldn't be able to hide on Rudy. He would have to guard Cat. And that pick and roll action, because they can't do shit with why I just forget his name. The guard from Minnesota, Edwards. They got no answer for him.
Yeah.
And they low-key don't have a answer for Cat either. It's just the fact when Rudy is on the floor with Cat becomes a bona fide stretch forward. He can't work. He got to stay on the three-point line and wait for kickouts and things like that. But when you watch them, when Rudy's not on the floor, Cat look like a way better player.
Yeah.
Right.
So I feel like it's just Rudy clogs up that paint so much for them. It makes it so much harder for them to work.
Hey, man, we're going to go back to the East Coast, man. Them boys to the 3-1 lead. That boy Jalen Brunson was one of the big pickups, man. They got New York City rocking again, man. New York City ain't looked like this 2 years ago when they went to the playoffs and they had just Julius Randle. I'm talking about, man, they brought everybody out this year, man. I think you think we overrated Spidey them this year a little bit, man? I thought Spidey them can at least get out the first round, man.
They got a good team. They got a good young team. They on the way, but they out of
they missing some. I think with Jared Allen and the young guy, the 2 years, what's his name?
Jared Allen too soft, man. Jared Allen.
I'm talking about the other guy for him. What's his name?
You talking about the draft pick, the high draft, the power forward, the lanky one.
Dang, I forgot his name.
Damn, I forgot his name. He got a Mobley.
Yeah. I think Mobley, man. I think they need some more shooters outside of, because Karis LeVert, I don't know, man, he ain't been the same, man. Karis LeVert was looking like when he was in Brooklyn before he had the little heart problem situation before the trade. Man, Karis LeVert was looking like he could be a star. Man, he ain't been looking at like a star at all. Not the Pacers traded him to the Cavs, man. So what you think of Cavs situation right now? What do they need to improve on for them?
They just need more experience, really. Outside of Mitchell, they have zero playoff experience on that team. You know what I'm saying? I understand them moving Kevin Love, but if you got a young team, and they on the path to the playoffs, I think you keep a guy like Kevin Love just so you can have that veteran leadership in that locker room, and he can coach. He can, even if he's not gonna play, at the least he can coach that team up. You know what I'm saying, on the sidelines, because it's not a situation in the playoffs that K-Love ain't been in. Like, he done been on the big stages and everything with LeBron and Kyrie.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like they need anything. They just need some experience.
All right, I'm on this interview room.
So what you think of the Knicks? What y'all think of the Knicks?
The Knicks look good.
RJ Barrett and I stringed together 2 good games, man. I was really impressed by him. Man, he the last 2 games, man, he done really been impressed with the last 2 games. If he can go on the road and do this, man, that'll be really impressive. He'll be done strong together 3 good games. That'll make 3 good games. What you think of the Knicks? Because they gonna face the Bucks. That's a sweep.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a sweep, but they lose that series.
They lose.
Yeah, I ain't never been a huge Randall fan, because I feel like his as a stretch forward, sometimes he's a real streaky shooter.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, because you remember last year there was talks of getting rid of Randall.
Yeah, man,
because he was playing bad. He wasn't a team leader, but I think a lot of people underestimated how good Brunson actually was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, him coming on to that team, he then brought them some leadership, some stability at the guard position, because Barrett was super inconsistent.
Yeah.
So he's brought that to that team, because even him and you got to think, him playing in Dallas, they went to the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah, he balled.
Bringing in a guy who has playoff experience. He done made deep runs. He was their second best player behind Luka. So he added a lot to that team that I don't think a lot of people thought he was going to add. And he able to play for Thibodeau. And if you know anything, he a tough coach to play for, because his starter's going to run 38 minutes a night. Thibodeau going to run your ass, and you going to play if you a starter. He keeps a short rotation, and he going to play the hell. That's my only concern with the Knicks, is are they going to burn out because his starters play such heavy minutes?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, look, man, I want to thank everybody who tuned in, man. Had a good screen right now. We had brought my dog Form on with the big knowledge, with the informed words, with the knowledge, man, coming in. Mick Bay coming in like always, man. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. We will catch y'all on the next live, man. Peace.
Peace.
Hey, Form. Hey, Form.